Have you ever heard of Greenland? If you've ever looked at a world map or spun a globe, you've probably noticed a massive white landmass sitting high above the North Atlantic and the Arctic Ocean. But is Greenland actually a country? What makes it so fascinating? And if you ever traveled there, what kind of experience would stay with you for the rest of your life? Let's begin with something that sounds almost unreal: the Greenland shark. This is a species of shark that, if you saw one today that had just reached sexual maturity, it would already be around 150 years old. And if you encountered a fully grown adult at the peak of its life, it might have been born before the Eiffel Tower was built. Some individuals may even have been swimming through Arctic waters since the 16th century. It feels like mythology, but it's very real, and it's part of Greenland's story. First, a simple but powerful fact. Greenland is the largest island in the world, covering nearly 2.2 million square kilometers. If it were an independent country, it would rank among the largest nations on Earth by area. But there's a crucial detail. Around 80% of Greenland is covered by ice. So, although it looks enormous on a map, the land where people can actually live is limited mostly to narrow coastal areas. Greenland's population is only about 60,000 people. That's fewer than many small cities. It's one of the most sparsely populated places on the planet. Vast distances separate small towns, and between them lie mountains, glaciers, rocky terrain, and freezing seas. Politically, Greenland is not an independent country. It is a self-governing territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. Geographically, it is closer to North America. Historically and politically, however, it is closely tied to Europe, especially Denmark. The majority of Greenland's population is Inuit. They share cultural and ancestral connections with indigenous communities in northern Canada. One of the most iconic inventions associated with Arctic life is the kayak. Thousands of years ago, Inuit hunters built lightweight boats using wooden frames covered with seal skin or other animal hides. These vessels were perfectly designed for navigating icy waters and hunting at sea. Today, the kayak has become a global symbol of outdoor adventure, but its origins are rooted in survival in the Arctic. The name Greenland itself raises an obvious question. Why call this frozen land green? According to tradition, Norse settlers who arrived in the 10th century chose the name strategically. By calling it Greenland, they hoped to attract more settlers. It was, in a way, early marketing, an optimistic name meant to inspire migration. From a geological perspective, millions of years ago, Greenland may indeed have been greener. Before large-scale glaciation took hold roughly 2.5 million years ago, parts of the island supported more vegetation. But over time, ice came to dominate the landscape, and it has shaped Greenland ever since. Today, a massive ice sheet covers about 1.8 million square kilometers of the island. That means only around 350,000 square kilometers remain ice-free. In some places, the ice is only a few meters thick. In others, it reaches depths of more than 3 kilometers. The Greenland ice sheet holds a significant portion of the world's freshwater in frozen form. This ice is both magnificent and deeply concerning. Due to global warming, Greenland's ice is melting at an accelerating rate. In many years, scientists observed that more ice is lost than gained. This contributes to rising sea levels worldwide. In theory, if all of Greenland's ice were to melt, global sea levels could rise by around 6 to 7 meters, enough to dramatically reshape coastlines across the planet. Greenland's climate is harsh. Even in summer, temperatures in many regions stay below 10 degrees Celsius. In winter, averages can drop to minus 10 degrees Celsius or much lower. Despite this, Greenland is not entirely flat and featureless. It has mountains rising above the ice, with its highest peak reaching approximately 3,700 meters above sea level. It's a striking image, rugged peaks emerging from an ocean of ice. In terms of history, evidence suggests that some of the earliest inhabitants arrived from North America thousands of years ago. Later, in the late 10th century, Norse settlers from Iceland and Scandinavia established communities in southern Greenland. Over time, due to climate shifts and isolation, these European settlements disappeared. Danish influence returned more strongly in the 18th century, and in 1953, Greenland was formally integrated into Denmark's constitutional framework with representation in the Danish parliament. Modern Greenland enjoys a significant degree of self-rule. It has its own parliament and manages many internal affairs. However, Denmark still handles certain areas such as foreign policy and defense. There has long been discussion about full independence, but economic realities make that a complex issue. In 2019, the idea of Greenland made global headlines when then U.S. President Donald Trump publicly expressed interest in purchasing the island. The response from both Denmark and Greenland was clear. It is not for sale. Economically, Greenland faces serious challenges. The harsh climate and small population limit large-scale development. Fishing is one of the primary industries, especially shrimp and fish exports. Many other goods must be imported. Greenland does possess natural resources, including precious minerals and potential oil and gas reserves, but extraction in Arctic conditions is expensive and controversial. Infrastructure is limited. There are no nationwide road networks connecting towns, and no railways. Travel between communities is often by airplane, boat, helicopter, or snowmobile. Distance in Greenland is not just measured in kilometers. It is measured in weather conditions. One of Greenland's most remarkable features is its national park, which is the largest in the world. Covering nearly 1 million square kilometers, it is a vast Arctic wilderness of glaciers, tundra, mountains, and remote coastlines. It is a landscape defined by silence and scale. Greenland also preserves pieces of human history in extraordinary ways. In some areas, naturally preserved mummies have been discovered, protected by the cold, dry Arctic climate. These remains offer rare insights into life in Greenland centuries ago. Another distinctive feature of Greenlandic towns is their colorful houses. Against a backdrop of snow and rock, bright red, yellow, blue, and green buildings stand out vividly. Historically, colors sometimes indicated function, such as trading posts or important facilities. But today they also bring warmth and identity to otherwise stark landscapes. In a world dominated by white ice, color becomes both practical and symbolic. During summer, parts of Greenland experience the phenomenon known as the midnight sun. For weeks, the sun barely sets, and daylight can last nearly 24 hours. On the summer solstice, June 21st, this continuous light feels almost surreal, an Arctic celebration of brightness in a land known for darkness and cold. And then we return to the Greenland shark. This shark is one of the largest predatory species in the Arctic Ocean, reaching lengths of up to 6 meters. It lives in water temperatures ranging from below freezing to just a few degrees above zero. It can dive to depths of more than 2,000 meters. It is also one of the slowest moving sharks in the world, cruising at speeds barely faster than a casual walking pace. Scientists believe this slow metabolism may be linked to its extraordinary lifespan. Many Greenland sharks suffer from parasites that attach to their eyes, sometimes impairing their vision. Yet they continue to survive and hunt, relying on other senses in the dark Arctic waters. Studies of their tissues have revealed something astonishing. Greenland sharks may live between 250 and 500 years, making them among the longest living vertebrates ever discovered. They reach sexual maturity at around 150 years old. Imagine an animal whose adolescence lasts longer than most human civilizations. Their meat can be eaten, but only after careful processing. Fresh Greenland shark meat contains toxins that can be dangerous. Traditional Arctic methods involve fermenting and drying the meat over extended periods to make it safe for consumption. What was once a matter of survival has become part of regional culinary tradition. Greenland is a land of contrasts, immense yet sparsely populated, frozen yet named for greenery, isolated yet globally significant. Its ice influences sea levels worldwide. Its culture bridges North America and Europe. And in its cold waters swims a creature that has witnessed centuries pass in silence. Greenland is not just a place on a map. It is a reminder of how powerful nature can be, how adaptable human communities must become, and how time moves differently in the far north. And perhaps that is what makes Greenland unforgettable.